Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead Dead City video. So in this one, I want to break down the new scene that we got a couple of days ago, and I also want to talk about this new group as well that we're going to be seeing in this series, and I want to, give some thoughts on that. So obviously, before any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get all my Walking Dead Dead City content like this. The show is premiering in 2 days, or I guess in 5 days if you're watching it on cable. Definitely make sure to go follow me on Twitch. My channel name is Appetite for the Dead. The link should be in the description. The plan is, like I mentioned yesterday, I will be streaming there probably, I guess, tomorrow night. Not tomorrow night, in 2 days. Oh no, that is tomorrow night actually. Tomorrow's the 14th. So tomorrow night I will be streaming late, and then it's going to go into the early hours of the 15th. And then when the episode comes out, I'll react to it and stuff on Twitch, and afterwards post my review and obviously trailer breakdown and stuff like that here on YouTube. So that's the plan for those that were wondering. Last night, actually, we played a lot of Mario Sunshine. So yeah, definitely make sure to go follow me. I'll see you guys there tomorrow night. But I really wanted to break down these scenes here because I realized that I haven't been doing the same type of videos that I normally would do for The Walking Dead. Whenever stuff got released, scenes, this and that, I'd break everything down. The first thing I wanted to get into was obviously the ziplining. This was posted just on Twitter with The Walking Dead, so I apologize for the quality and stuff like that, but you do see Negan here. He's smiling. He does say, like, ladies first or something like that, but Maggie's like, I'm not going. Like, you go first. I'm not going first at all, which is hilarious because there's zombies literally coming after them, and she's still too scared to go first. But Negan's like, all right, well, I guess I'll go first here. And then there's this shot here of him. I'm guessing he's just going across to the other side, like on top of a building. I'm assuming with the zip lines, they have a lot of stuff worked out in terms of like which floor the zip line is going to be on, where it goes. And that's the thing too, is there's going to be people who can't zip line from building to building. So what happens in those cases, you know? So I'm really interested in how all this works. This scene was just really cool to see. I'm assuming this isn't from episode 1. This is probably an episode 2 thing. Maybe it's an episode 1, but I'd be shocked if we advanced that much into the story in episode 1. So I think this is probably from episode 2. It's just honestly so cool to have this one aspect to the show being what it is, because the thing about ziplining is like, and that's the thing that I was reading yesterday actually. I believe AMC, or I don't know who it was, but there were some interviews being done lately where they actually did talk about the fact that with these new spin-offs, you know, that like the big thing that's going to help them is the fact that the show is set in certain locations. Like with the show before, it was just, I mean, it was the woods. And even though you had the Commonwealth, it wasn't anything that was that appealing. It was just stuff from the comic book. You had to be a Walking Dead fan. Like in order to get excited about seeing certain locations, you really had to be a Walking Dead fan, like a comic fan. Besides that, maybe you're just excited to see where the story was going to go. But in terms of attracting new followers or just people that sort of fell off over the years, that's what's kind of hard about doing that. Is there was nothing really that appealing to it, you know, maybe the new villain or certain moments. Now with these spin-offs though, you do have certain locations like New York City, Manhattan, right? And you also have France, and then I guess for the Rick and Michonne show, that's going to be interesting. I mean, it is the CRM, but you also, like, a big part of that show is the CRM, or not CRM, but is Rick and Michonne, right? So yeah, I could see how you could attract older viewers or newer viewers, or again, just sort of rebuild The Walking Dead in that sense. And so I'm definitely really excited about that, because that's what they were talking about, and I definitely can see that. And I'm being very honest with that. Like, I've seen this quite a bit, just like through comments, not even just like comments and stuff. Like, I've just been seeing people's reactions on Twitter to people who don't follow The Walking Dead, and they saw the trailer for Dead City and they were like, I have to watch that, because they know of Maggie and Negan. They liked those characters when they used to watch the show. They sort of fell off with the story, but the whole thing of New York City, just the way the show looked in the trailer, it was just so appealing to them that they were like, I have to check this out. So they have such an awesome opportunity here to really regain those fans and really establish The Walking Dead again, because a lot of people say, like, if they miss the mark with these shows here, The Walking Dead's going to sort of start to go really downhill and just really fall right off. I'm not going to say I agree with that, but definitely I could see that. Like, I could actually see if these shows fail with these very popular characters, I mean, what other hope do we have, really, right? So, I mean, and the reason why I say I don't necessarily agree with that is because, like, I view franchises like this as maybe there's like this dark period where there's not a lot of, you know, people watching, and then maybe it moves on from AMC to another network or something like that. It's going to be revived at some point. You know, maybe it takes another 20, 30 years, but The Walking Dead is eventually going to be super successful like it once was. Like, it's just one of those things. It's just sort of like a life cycle kind of thing, right? Like, it just always happens. It's just that you would rather see that with the current version that we have, because we like these characters, we like these stories. But like, what's The Walking Dead going to look like in 50 years, right? There's probably going to be other characters that have played Rick. There's going to be a newer version of it. Like, definitely, like, it's going to take some time. It depends on how people feel about it over time. And again, it's just sort of one of those things, like, zombies have to come back in, and they will. These things always just have like a cycle, right? Like, zombies are really big for a couple of years, and it goes away, and then it comes back, and then it goes away. Like, it's just one of those things. So that's why I sort of don't necessarily agree with it. The Walking Dead, maybe it's going down right now a little bit, but I think there's a good chance with these spinoffs that they could actually do something really awesome here, because the quality of it looks really great. And that's the thing about it that I'm most excited about, is that you can tell that there's something really awesome about it. Like, there's a difference between Dead City and Fear the Walking Dead, right? Fear the Walking Dead, I don't know what it is about the show. It's probably just the budget and stuff like that, but there is a difference when you're watching that show and you compare it to Dead City. Dead City, and I'm just, ignore the characters there, it's the quality of just the visuals, the scenery, and the excitement, and just sort of everything there. Like, there is definitely a difference. You can feel it. And that's where I wanted to focus on some characters here in Dead City. And I really wanted to talk about this new group here that seemingly does help out Maggie and Negan. And I personally believe that they're going to be helping our characters out quite a bit in episode 2. I don't know if we'll meet them in episode 1. Like, honestly, this is sort of how I see it playing out. And I've talked about this in my video yesterday talking about Dead City. And I won't go through all that again. I'm not going to recap everything. But I mentioned that I figured that episode 1 would end with them going to New York and then getting into trouble because there's running zombies or something like that. And then they end up trapped in a certain situation. Well, I think at some point afterwards, they'll probably get some help and they'll try to, like, survive the night or do something. They'll be on some quest or something like that. And I think in that episode, they'll go into this one building here. And then this is where they'll run into this group here. And then this group obviously seems like they're villains at first, but I do believe this is where we're going to learn about the Croat. We're going to learn everything about this new villain, and this group will probably help us out quite a bit. So I'm really excited about it, because I don't know what it is about this show, but I'm really getting Walking Dead season 1 vibes. Like, I really am. I don't know if that was intentional, but that's just sort of the vibe that I'm getting from this show right now, is that it really does feel like The Walking Dead season 1. It's probably the city environment, to be honest. That's probably what it is. It's that city environment, you know, there's a new threat of zombies. It's the excitement about it all and everything, trying to survive. It really does feel like there's this, like, new version of the apocalypse. Like, they're re-experiencing the apocalypse again, which I do kind of like. And I hope this group does stick around a lot longer than just, like, this one episode. You know, I hope that it's not, like, just this random group that they stay with for the night, and then that's basically it. I want them to be with this group for a while. Maybe some of these characters from this group, you know, join our 2 lead characters and become bigger characters in the show, right? I think that would honestly be super cool, because you do want to introduce some newer characters. Like, you do want to have that, like, I don't know, just newer characters, because I think fans in general just get bored of older characters. They either want them to be killed off or whatever. And I think when you have newer characters on, like, some of those characters might be a big hit and then be fan favorites, right? Or some of them, you know, their performances could be really amazing, that they deliver, like, iconic death scenes, or just really cool, iconic, you know, fight scenes, or just scenes in general that I think people would, or fans would just, you know, fall in love with. So that's why I want these newer characters to really matter. And I'm really excited. And we also do have a shot here in one of the scenes of Negan. I believe this is Negan. I mean, it does look like him, and he's standing against these boards here, and then the boards just sort of, like, break off. I was trying to look at why that happened, and it's kind of, it's hard to say. It's not like a car crashes in here or anything like that, unless someone just, like, came and kicked it down, but I didn't really see anybody back there. It almost looks like whoever is, like, well, no, that makes no sense, because whoever's standing on the stairs wouldn't do that, because the door wouldn't fly towards them unless they were pulling on it. So yeah, I have no idea, but still a really cool scene. I saw this in there, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, because there's a lot of shots like this that they've been releasing that normally in the past I would actually talk about, but I just haven't been really doing that a lot lately. Anyways, I'm so excited for Dead City. Later on today, I'm going to be doing a Rick and Michonne video, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be talking talking about that and what to expect from Comic-Con, and there's some stuff there with Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrera being in Alexandria. So I'm going to do that later on today. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.